All right, welcome back to Boozy Plays. Adam, how you doing?
Steve, I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay. I need to remember what in the world. Oops, not that button. What the heck we're doing right now because we haven't played this game in. Well, what did that save file say? Was it like
19?
It's been over a month, or right at a month, I guess.
It's the 14th today, 15th today.
15th today. So yeah, so it's been about a month.
Well, I believe you were on the way to the second. You were in like midway through the second dungeon.
Yes. And let's see where we're at armor-wise. Armor-wise, we're looking okay. We need some more crap from the second dungeon to be able to upgrade. Okay, all right, let's just get in there and start killing stuff. I got my bow. I got my sword. Actually, hold on. Let me check the sword thing. Oh, my gosh. So, the most recent topic that we've discussed a few times in my stream is the horrible spider stories that came out at the beginning of the Ape Out episode.
Yes.
I don't know if you've watched those since they got posted up, but Lord,
I have. Yes.
God, that spider story gets me every freaking time.
It's so horrible.
Oh, even my own spider story. I hear my own.
Both of them are awful.
I know. There was a guy in my chat today who was like, "I had to skip past those. Just go to the gameplay."
I had to skip past those. Those were terrible.
I don't blame him though, because God, I hate
sure,
spiders so freaking much.
Hate them.
Terrible. So we're back on Moonlighter, and we're not going to talk about spiders today. But
how do you feel about house centipedes? Do they freak you out?
You talked about house centipedes, dude, didn't you? Okay, what's the difference between house centipedes and other centipedes?
I'm not a scientist, Steve.
So do you just call it a house centipede because it's in your house? Because if so, that sounds a little dumb. I'm not gonna lie to
you. You've never heard the term house centipede?
No, I've heard house fly, but never house centipede.
It must be like a Ohio thing. I don't know. It's like it's just what we call them. It's not me. It's not just me.
Yeah, I thought it was just like a family thing.
By the way, dude, I think that sounds just a little stupid.
These house centipedes.
I didn't make it up. Look, you can Google it. House centipede, animal.
Hey, I'm doing the gameplay here. You should Google it.
Also known as the house centipede is a species of centipede that's typically yellowish gray and has up to 15 pairs of long legs.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now the more you're describing this, the more I'm thinking like I need to find a picture of one of these things so
People confuse them. This isn't from the Google thing. This is just my own experience. People confuse them with silverfish if you're familiar with what a silverfish is.
No, I'm not familiar with. So yeah, you know what's hilarious? The only.
It's not a fish that's silver. That sounds kind of stupid.
It sounds kind of stupid. It's a house fish, Steve.
What are you talking about, Adam? You stupid Ohio idiot!
Oh, we gotta squash this snail. Silverfish. I know if I saw a picture of him, I'd be like, "Oh, that's what that is." Probably. Oh shit. But no, I like just offhand, I am unclear as to what a silverfish is.
All right, so essentially, what a house centipede is just imagine a long tube-like body and then just like a million long ass legs. Like when you think of a regular centipede, you're thinking like the little skittering legs, right? These are gigantic, long, like fanned out,
like they almost look like a bunch of hairs or something.
Hair.
Okay,
yeah.
I know what you're talking about now. Those things are pretty horrific.
Centipedes? Now, see, like those things don't bother me though.
They don't?
No, like if I see those occasionally down here in my basement. Even when I'm streaming, like one will just like skitter across the wall or whatever. I'm just like, whatever. Like,
I don't even like that word skitter. It sounds too much like what it actually is. It's like when they go skittering, I'm like, oh, skittering, because you know the only things that skitter are disgusting insects.
Are undesirable insects.
Yeah, yeah. It's oh, did you ever? What was the name of that? There was a TV show. It was on USA, maybe? The guy that used to be in ER back in the day, like starred in the show. Noah Wiley, yes. He was on a show about aliens. Like aliens came to Earth and messed us up, obviously. And they called the aliens skitters. Did you ever watch that show?
Was it a remake of V?
No, it wasn't that one.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Hold on. I have the Google power. This is why I like you playing the game, because then I'm free to do all the dumb shit that I would.
I'm
that I would
free and
want to
unencumbered.
do. Untethered.
Yeah, they were on this show, and it was like
Falling Skies.
Falling Skies. That's what it was. And like all of those shows, it started out really strong, and then like royally crapped out.
Just really sucked after a while.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
you're gonna watch it, only watch the first couple seasons, and then you can continue to watch it, but just expect it to suck.
To be really bad.
Yeah, it just got maybe not so much really bad as in just like it was like, oh, this is like it's like watching your favorite pet slowly wither away and die.
Jesus, Steve, that's terrible.
Well, because it's like, but it's gonna happen because I mean, animals, like everything, they die eventually. But it's like you remember
I
them.
bet you're a blast at parties. You know that.
I had to watch my dog die last year, which was very sad. Why are we talking about this? I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, I have a really old dog right now. Thank you. If we can stop talking about our beloved pets passing away.
Right. Well, I'm trying to talk my wife into letting me get another dog, and she's just very much not into that idea right now.
Do you not have any dog right now? Currently?
I don't have any dog right now, and I've always kind of had a dog.
You need to get a dog, Steve.
I know.
Put her on the phone. I'll talk her into it.
I'll go wake her up.
I'm sure this will be the exact conversation that you would want to hear.
Steve, I'm so glad you woke me up for this. I really need to weigh in on this conversation.
Honey, Adam wants to talk to you.
Oh, what do I do that for? Let's do this and then that and then that. I was an idiot and I didn't empty out all my stuff in my bag before we left town, so I'm already kind of full up.
Idiot, huh? I bet you say stuff like house centipede.
House
idiot.
centipede. The house centipede thing, it's still, I don't know why. It still sounds like, I don't know, just silly.
It just sounds like something you made up, Adam.
It does sound like something that you made up, yeah.
I didn't make it up.
It's
a Googleable thing.
That is kind of interesting that it's on Google, though. So if it's on Google, it has to be real, right?
Has to be true, right?
Did you say twoo?
I did. I said that on purpose.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm not really stupid, Steve.
No, and I don't think you are. Oh,
did you just say twoo?
Did you say twoo? It's so twoo, oh my God.
It has to be twoo, right?
Oh my gosh. You know, okay, I read this hilarious tweet from this girl I don't even know. But she, and I'm saying this because, well, it'll make sense once I'm done telling you the story. She was commenting of like, shoot, what do I want to get rid of? Let's get rid of these red boys. We probably got plenty of red boys back home. She was like, don't you hate it when you're walking like out minding your own business, running errands, going through the store or whatever, and all of a sudden your nipple starts itching? And I commented back to her, I was like, you know what it is? It's all this dry weather that we got. So look forward to another 4 or 5 months of this, because I don't know about you, Adam, but I've been known to have an itchy nipple every now and then, and it's always this time of year when it's like so dry and nasty outside.
I don't know if I can ever recall like it being a nuisance. Like, here it goes with this itchy nipple again.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have scratched a nipple.
It's a great cocktail as well, the itchy nipple.
The itchy nipple is a great cocktail. What's in it?
You had to put me on the spot.
Benadryl and butterscotch.
It's just a whole glass of bitters. That's it.
It'll knock you out.
Oh my gosh! But yeah, that's now I feel a little weird that you've never had an itchy nipple.
I'm sure. I mean, I have had one, but I can't be like, oh, it's itchy nipple season. You know, like
itchy
that.
Nipple season. That would be a great band name.
Itchy nipple season.
Yeah, well, that would be a folk band, maybe, like Avett Brothers or something like that.
Yeah, I could see that. It's not like a punk band. It's too docile for a punk band.
No.
Itchy nipples.
Itchy nipples, and I will confess that I have had the itchy nipples.
Now I will say that it's probably way more uncomfortable publicly for a woman to have an itchy nipple versus a dude.
Yeah,
Dude scratches
probably.
his nipple, no one gives a shit, you know?
Right.
But like the chick scratches the nipple, and it's like,
That's
oh my
like,
god, is she
everyone-
fondling herself in the
everyone
middle of the
loses their
supermarket?
minds.
Yeah, right.
A man loses a nipple, no one bats an eye. A woman, everyone loses their minds.
That should be a meme.
Yeah, I was thinking of that Joker meme.
The Joker thing,
Yeah.
yeah. So, back to this, just I had said Benadryl earlier, and we're talking about memes, and so, like, as you know, I was afflicted with the most debilitating sickness that I've had in like 10 years last week. It almost took me
Jeez.
out, man. You almost aren't speaking to me right now because the flu almost claimed my life.
I can't even laugh at that. That would make me so sad.
And I tried to get off work all week just because physically I could not get off the couch. I was exhausted all the time. Like just living was a journey.
Just
You know.
living.
Yeah. So there was 2 shifts that I could not find anyone to cover for me, and unfortunately we're like, narrowing in on the holiday season at my job where it just becomes a catastrophic nightmare busy. So they needed me, So like I came in and I wore a mask and everything, and this one particular day, it was like the one day where like the nose is running like a faucet, you know what I mean? And it's like not snot, but it's like
Yeah.
a clear liquid,
Uh-huh.
And it's the worst whenever you're trying to be in a customer service situation. You're washing your hands every 3 seconds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, in food service, that's got to be even worse because.
For sure.
Well, yeah, you got to be hygienic.
As sterile as possible.
Not that it's okay
right?
to be mucusy in other career paths,
other-
but I think
right.
it's extra difficult when you're, in food service and stuff.
For
Oh,
sure.
Hold on, we got to squash this snail.
And and I wore a mask, because I didn't want to get anybody else sick, because I didn't know if I was still contagious.
Good man, good man.
But secondly, it was mandatory because if I were to lean over and give someone a thing of spaghetti and meatballs, I would drip snot into it. So I'm not doing that, right? So anyway, the whole reason I'm telling the story is that we were on the topic of all these remedies that we could possibly have at work to just help me, because I had already taken cold medicine, didn't do shit. I go in the back and I see that we have these allergy, which is like the generic Benadryl, whatever the food service medicine
Right,
is,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And so I'm
Is it
like,
in is it in that little white first aid
yes,
pack thing? Yeah, okay, yeah. They always, every job has that white metal
the white metal cabinet.
thing, and it's like mounted to the wall usually.
Yep.
And it's got like the shittiest medicine.
Yes.
It's like
the ibuprofen is called Pain Away. You know.
I don't know why that got me so hard, but it did.
You know, it's like it's like even worse. It's like the Walmart version of the Walmart medicine.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like that. And so I found it was just called like allergy medicine, like Allermed or whatever the fuck it was called.
Did you ever watch The Simpsons back in the day?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, like what that reminds me of is the Simpsons, they go to the outlet mall at one point to shop for a new TV, I think it is, and Homer's like, "Oh, they have all the best brands here: Magnet Box, Sorny."
Thorny.
It's like all the knockoff
Yeah,
things.
it's the
That's what that
knockoff
reminds.
ones.
It's exactly what that reminds me of, because yes, that medicine is the worst medicine. It's like they
Ever.
put it out there because they're basically like, "You're not leaving here. You're at work. We own your ass."
Right.
You know what's going to happen is you're going to take this medicine and you're going to finish your shift.
Just take a couple Pain Aways and get the fuck out there.
Couple pain away.
Yeah, so my only other option was to take the generic Benadryl. right? And I'm just like, man, I just don't want to take this because it's gonna knock me the fuck out.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
for
like.
sure.
And it reminded me of this meme that said like Benadryl because you can't sneeze if you're unconscious.
That's true, man.
And
That
I was
is
like, you know what? They're
absolutely true.
absolutely right. So I ended up taking 2 of these generic Benadryls, did absolutely nothing for my nose, and just made me a walking zombie the rest of the day. Like, thanks a lot. It really helped.
Okay, so now was this before or after you vacationed on the side
After.
of an Indian burial ground?
The Indian bear. It's so funny that you said that because I made that same joke earlier that day.
Okay,
Like-
Adam, you gotta tell us some about this vacation. I've been waiting forever to hear the details of this vacation.
Well, kids, let me tell you a story about why alcohol is bad for you.
And when I say vacation, just know that I'm doing air quotes over here because it's like it does not sound like you had a relaxful time on this vacation. Relaxful? Good Lord, what in the world am I? Guys, it's really late and I'm tired.
That's up there with House Centipede.
House centipede, right? That was the house centipede of expressions there.
So
was trying to
we
change
ended up getting this Airbnb for like 5 or 6 days. It was me, my wife, my sister-in-law, and her boyfriend. And we had to drive separate because we had to bring our dogs with us. Well, we didn't have to, but we did. You know, it was we like purposely got a dog-friendly Airbnb and the whole thing. So my wife and I get there early before them by about 2 hours or so.
Oh no!
And so like we're excited to be there. We don't have anything to do for like the next week. Let's start taking tequila shots. You know, at like 5 in the afternoon or whatever.
No, he blew up my awesome chest. Screw you! Oh, I hate this guy so much. I'm sorry. I don't mean to like interrupt.
No,
your
you're
story.
good.
I'm trying to get all the shit before. Oh shoot! I can't do that.
This guy's been like following you around for a long time.
Yeah. Normally, any smart.
He's the watcher or the guardian or the
wanderer.
creepy uncle or
Oh shit!
the wanderer. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to jewel out of here. No! I almost did the same mistake I did in one of our previous plays. Oh, I just happened to get damn it.
Oh, sad face. Now that stuff's still there. Could you go back and find like your old dying spot and get that shit, or is it gone forever?
It's
right
gone
now?
forever.
Damn.
But I don't know if you noticed, we were talking when I did it, but remember the sparkly holes that you can dive into? Well, I jumped into one of those sparkly holes and there was an empty chest. And with those chests, you can ditch all your crap in there and it transports it back to the house. So I didn't lose everything. I lost the stuff that I had. Yeah. So like the stuff that I lost there just a second ago was pretty minimal because all the valuable stuff I'd already sent back.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So detail the happening.
Yeah. So long story short, it's they arrive and we're already drinking. And they're like, we need to start drinking right now. More drinks. So, we're just having a great time, and we had bought all of this food because we didn't want to have to go out to like the grocery store later on in the week. It's like once we're landed, we just want to have all of our shit.
Dude, that's the great thing about Airbnbs, man, is like you can literally make yourself at home in a lot of ways. Like you said, you buy a bunch of food, buy a bunch of booze, and you don't have to go anywhere or do anything. It's so great.
And like we were like out in the woods, and like we were like on the top of this really like large hill that overlooked the valley. It have like these huge mountainous trees and I mean, it was awesome to be out there. That's the kind of vacation that I like.
Yeah, dude, that sounds good.
Yeah, like I'm a cabin in the woods kind of guy, like all the time. I love that shit. I'd rather do that than be like in a city.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10. But so that night, of course, we're all sampling all the little things. Like, when you go grocery shopping and you come home and like you have to try like one of all the new things that you bought or you haven't tried, like you just like it gets exciting for you, like
it's exciting.
Well, it was kind of like that. And they had brought these little bags of like peanut butter trail mix. So it was like trail mix with like the nuts and stuff like that, but then it had like little peanut butter cups and shit in it. Right? And they were like these little individual serve bags.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, I don't know, probably midnight. I have been drinking for at least 7 solid hours.
Oh my gosh.
And
Oh, no.
you know, I had just got done taking another shot, mind you, and we were gonna go downstairs. This place was massive, by the way, and like we were gonna go downstairs so we could start playing this Cards Against Humanity game.
Oh, that's a great game.
Yeah, so I went upstairs, took a shot, grabbed some trail mix, opened it up, was eating a little bit. I go to take the first step to go downstairs. I'm wearing socks, and my foot just slips on the carpet. And if you can imagine, if you will, me sliding down every single individual step, and there was 18 of them, I counted it. 18 individual steps,
Oh my
slamming
gosh,
my
dude.
tailboated back every single step. And as this is happening, nuts and peanut butter cups are just flying out of this individual bag with every single bounce of my body, if you will. So I get all the way down to the bottom, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I look
Wow.
over to them, and I'm like, "I spilt my nuts."
I spilled my nuts. I spilled my nuts.
And
Oh,
so they
my
were
God.
like, "Are you okay, man? That looked like it hurt really bad." I was like, "No." I was like, I don't feel that bad." Of course, I'm hammered ass at that point.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I bet you're feeling pretty good by
Yeah.
that point. So I don't really
So I
know how
woke
much
up
you're
the
gonna be
next
feeling.
morning, and I could barely move. And I'm like, "What in the fuck?" Oh, yeah.
Oh, now I remember. Yeah,
I
that
fell down some stairs.
fell down some stairs, George.
So then that was like a joke for the day, because it was like, "Adam, what's wrong? You're moving a little low right there." I'm like pointing to Ashley, like, "I fell down some stairs." Like she beats me or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
And now
No, like she's yeah.
yeah. So fast forward that night, right? We're, partying it again. And my sister-in-law was like asleep on the couch with her boyfriend. He was awake and partying, but she was just asleep on the couch, passed out. And we're just like, we're drunk, and we're just like, "Maddie, get up and drink a beer. Come on, stop being fucking lame." Like, how it is,
Yeah.
And so she gets up and she goes to the bathroom, and I think that she comes out, and I think she was like trying to rally, because we had like the music going, and we're like, like drinking beers and all kinds of stuff. And she comes out, and I think she's trying to rally, well, and like she's still kind of half awake. And we think, to our knowledge, that she was trying to sit on the couch, but she was nowhere near the couch. So she goes to like sit, and of course just completely falls, right? Tries to catch herself with her hand, and ends up like fracturing one of the bones in her wrists.
Good gosh, man.
But like we didn't know that at the time. We thought that
Right.
she had just kind of landed on it, and she was able to like rotate it fully and stuff like that. So like we're all drunk, and we're like, "Yeah, she'll be fine in the morning. I'm sure it
She'll be
hurts."
fine.
Whatever. Just being a big baby, or whatever. And so the next morning, like she was like able to sleep for like 3 or 4 hours, and she woke up and she's like, "Guys, like I really think something's wrong with my arm."
Oh my
And
gosh.
so Ashley's like, "Oh my God, all right, well, we'll make you an appointment." So they like went in early the next morning to a doctor, and they took all these x-rays, and that's when we found out there was a fractured bone. And so then she
Lord.
had to spend like the rest of the week with her arm in a sling, and she was like, obviously in a bunch of pain and stuff
Sure.
like that. It really put kind of a damper on
Right?
vacation, especially for her. But I mean, like, for the first couple days, like my wife was like fully invested in making sure that her sister was okay, and making sure that she had everything that she needed, and she was trying to manage her like the pain and all this kind of stuff. So it was kind of just like that kind of took a turn. And needless to say, like kind of after that, the late night raging it's kind of simmered down after
Simmer
that.
down.
So after like the third day, I was telling you about it. It's like earlier, because I was messaging you from the hot tub, because I was like, I'm just gonna just take a beer and chill in here, and just nothing bad can happen to me in here unless I drown somehow. you know And so I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go out here," and like talking to them in the house. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go out and Google and make sure this place isn't buried on an Indian burial ground or something."
Yeah.
And that's when I started messaging you, and you had said that, and I was like, "See, this is why we do the show and
This
things
is
like
why.
that."
That's right. That's the reason why.
It's the reason why, baby.
Baby, you doing
So,
my
yeah.
babies now?
So yeah, that's how we vacation up
Okay.
here in Ohio with house centipedes, baby.
We got the house centipedes and everything. Okay, I don't know if you. Oh shit! Look at that. I don't know if you noticed this, but we encountered a mimic a minute ago, so we can do that little thing that we've been trying to do.
You're
forever.
fighting one right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Die, bitch. There, he's dead. Trying to steal all my stuff. So we killed a mimic, and what we're gonna do now, we do need to get some money. So I'm
You've
going
got 31K.
Yeah, but we have to spend. Well, it won't let me check it now. Here, hold on a second. Because remember, to be able to do this little exploit in the game, we have to be able to use our pendant to transport back, and that costs 4,000 gold or whatever every time we do it. So
okay.
I want to make sure we don't run out of money, because we run out of money, we lose our transport point and we lose our progress in the whole exploit thing. The whole goal is to just kill a whole bunch of mimics, because I think they say you have to kill at least 10 of them to trigger the thing where you get the mimic egg.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're going to heal up here, and then we're going to go fight the big boy.
So I started playing this indie game. I was kind of like how you were talking about earlier, about how you like will take a game and you'll play it for a little bit offline before you stream it, just so you can kind of get like a handle on the game and things like that.
Yeah.
Super smart way to do it, by the way.
Yeah, I'm a very smart man.
Yes, you are. And there was this game, I was going to do that with this game called Moonscars. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's on Game Pass. And it's also on Steam. If you don't have Game Pass, I think it's like $14.99 on Steam or something like that. But it's a Metroidvania, kind of like roguelike. Have you ever played Dead Cells?
Yeah.
So there's some Dead Cells elements to it.
Nice.
Metroidvania, and like there's the Souls part where like if you die, like you drop all your shit, you have to go back and grab it. Like there's that part to it. So it's kind of like a hodgepodge of a couple different genres. But I originally started playing it and I was going to stream it, and I was like, I'm just going to get a handle on the mechanics and stuff like that. Well, I ended up beating the whole game and I never streamed.
Oh, wow. You beat the whole game and you never streamed it, is that what you said?
No. No.
Well, you can still go back and stream it, or you don't have any interest in doing that, or?
I do and I don't. I was trying to find a good game to play that had like a good story narrative that like would be kind of a takeaway from the rest of the stuff that I'm doing with like the no death runs and all the different challenge shit. Like I think it would be fun to like once or twice a month just to like, let's get back into our nice little casual story game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was trying to find a game that would fit that kind of mold. And this game, while the game was awesome and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and like I don't really have too many bad things to say about it, the storyline was some of the weirdest, dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like it was almost like it was trying to be like Dark Souls, with like, we're not going to give you very much narrative and it's going to be like left to you to kind of figure it out. But like what Dark Souls does is they tell you all the different little pieces of narratives and the items descriptions that you get. So you get like a little bit every time. This game gives you nothing. Like it gives you like a 5-minute little introduction of like kind of sets up the world. But then like every person that you speak to, every NPC and stuff is so fucking weird and vague about what they're saying and how I mean, like, unless there was something that I was completely missing, I was about like 70% of the way through the game, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. You're just not supposed to know what the hell's going on ever.
Yeah, it's crazy that some games are like that, where it's like, I think it's different when you're watching like a movie or a TV show where it's like, none of this shit is making sense, but you know that it's kind of part of the exposition. That it's like there's going to be all of a sudden a scene where you're like, oh, that's what all those things mean, and it just ties it all together. I think it's a little, and again, I think it very much depends on how the game positions that. So I'm not saying that every game that does this is like making a mistake or anything, but like, and I'm being very clear on that because I got a lot of hate for my Chrono Trigger comments.
Good, as you should.
Well, maybe not a lot of hate, but a lot of people were just trying to prove to me how I'm stupid and wrong, and they're probably right. But
I would never say that you're wrong for having an opinion about a game.
thank you, I appreciate that. But no,
Disappointed, maybe.
right, and that's
but
one
not
thing.
wrong.
Yeah, yeah. It does kind of suck when like a friend plays a game that you really love, and they're like, "Man, this kind of blows," you know.
Yeah, it is.
But no, shit, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I think it's games have to be careful when they're doing that. Where you go through all this stuff and you're like, none of this makes any sense, and then it's like all of a sudden it reveals the thing that makes it all make sense. Because I've played games like that where you're just like, what the freak is going on here?
Yeah, and I feel like there was kind of like this reveal moment in the game, but I was just like, if this is the reveal moment, this is some dumb shit, you know? Like, I was never at a point where I'm like, oh, now this is all coming together. How
If this is the
well
reveal
written this
moment.
was. Exactly. So at that point, I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to finish the game for the sake of finishing it, but there's no story narrative of this at all that anyone's going to give a flying fuck about, because no one knows. I don't even know. And I'm 13 hours deep in this game already.
Yeah.
You know, like. So storyline and all that was very weak, but the actual gameplay and the mechanics of the game I thought were really fun and enjoyable.
Yeah. And it's totally possible for, both of those things to be true,
Yeah.
Still this.
So the search remains for a fun, story-driven game that I could play on stream.
Have you ever played Katana Zero?
I have streamed it and completed it.
Oh, that game is glorious.
It is really good.
Yeah, that one I think has one of the more compelling stories that I've seen in a game in quite a while.
I don't remember much of the story because I played it so long ago.
Yeah.
But I just remember there was this one scene where I just kept getting shot in the face.
Yeah.
Over and over because I kept making the wrong decisions. And it was just like, oh, okay, well, we just got capped again.
Sometimes the universe be like that.
Right? I thought about doing the Guardians of the Galaxy game that came out.
Oh, yeah?
I've never played it, that.
And I probably won't. But, I will say,
should.
though, the previews, it's not previews, I don't know what the word is that I'm looking
trailer
for. But yeah, maybe the trailer stuff or whatever that they showed in one of those big games presentations, I was like, that looks pretty freaking cool,
So the game is really good.
Yeah.
Now on the complete opposite end, I think that game is so narrative driven that unless the person is literally watching your stream from beginning to end every time you play the game, then it's gonna lose so much because it's so discussion and dialogue based in times, and which is not to say that there's not a lot of action, and there is, but with every big action piece, there's a very big a narrative piece, and it's while that stuff is fun and the story is well written and all those pieces are there, is it really a streamable game in that sense that people are gonna be all right, I'm signed up for 3.5 hours of this. Let's fucking do it. You know what I mean?
I get it, yeah.
I feel like the Telltale games are like that. I love the Telltale series. I think they're really fun to sit back and kind of play at a leisurely pace, but to stream, I couldn't do it myself just because I feel all of the narrative, again, just all of the discussions and the talks and the choices that you have to do. And it's not even they make it fun for the streamer, for a streaming presence where they're here's some choices you have to make, and then you could talk to your audience. What do you think we should pick? They're you have 3 seconds to make a decision, and that's it.
Make a decision, bitch.
Yeah, so it's okay, well, if you're gonna take that piece away from me, then it's then people are literally doing nothing but watching you play a game. You know what I mean? And I don't know how entertaining that is for.
No, I get that.
I guess if it wouldn't interest me, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't stream it. You know what I mean? Like if I couldn't see myself getting into what was going on,
Yeah.
you know. Again, it would be like how you said with the RPGs, like the two people that would show up for the stream would be all
Would
about it.
really appreciate it.
Right. I mean, they would be into it.
That's funny. I like how you referenced that quote because like we just posted that playthrough the other day, but that video was recorded like a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
I think it's probably not a good thing to say that out loud, but we're not professionals here. We're just figuring this crap out as we go.
If you can't tell, we are not a professional tier,
Oh, we're just here having fun.
right? And like I kind of tell myself that now. Like for instance, I had a really kind of a bum stream last night actually. I was playing Dark Souls 3. I'm trying to do this low death run training and stuff because I eventually want to like run the whole game without dying, and it's very, very difficult. And so it takes a while, and I hadn't purposely touched it in a long time because I was kind of running it into the ground for a little bit, and I was like, all right, I get it, you know, we'll move on from it. But then I was like, you know what, I haven't played Dark Souls 3 in a while, I'm gonna go back to it. Well, it was a ghost town last night. Like I was running with one viewer, you know, and I'm pretty sure it was a bot.
You're right.
You know, for like an hour straight. And it's been a long time since like I've been down to one viewer for an hour straight. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
not that I'm like, you know, I'm a celebrity,
No,
but
I
like,
get what you mean.
and I was just like, wow, this is kind of humbling. And I think like a couple years ago that would have really affected me.
Yeah.
You know, like I would have been like poring over what am I doing wrong? What can I change? What can I do better? This and that, you know. But then I remember thinking to myself last night, like, I don't fucking care. I need to practice this game, so it is what it is. You know what I mean? And like,
Right.
I just kind of left it at that.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of different when you got a goal in mind. You know, like you're trying to run this game deathless, and that's a hell of a feat.
Yeah.
Anyone will agree to that. Oh, you bitch! He found me already. Dadgummit.
Dadgummit.
Dadgummit. These guys are tough. Smack him again, slime boy. There we go.
They do kind of hit you pretty hard.
Yeah, they do, and you can dodge their attacks, but it's funny because the little slime guy, when he hits him, he stuns him, which is helpful. But on the flip side of that, it also fucks up your rhythm. So like it's that much harder to like, you know, shuck and jive and dodge his hits, you know.
That and coupled with the sentient evil mushrooms, apparently.
Yeah, those good old evil mushrooms. Why did I push that button?
One of my favorite things to do when I play games is I always try to like dissect like the enemies and stuff. Like, so why in this, if this evil warlord is trying to take over the world, why are the birds aligned? What do the birds have to gain from this? You know what I mean? Like things like that. Like, you know, like a Ninja Gaiden, for example, like that was one of them. I'm like, what do these birds have anything to do with the plight of this game? Like, if it's one thing that the birds hate, it's when people take their ninja statues, you know,
Right.
or whatever. Like, it's just funny to me, like developers' choices for enemies in certain games and stuff.
You know what's hilarious? The hilarious thought is that like, there's no way the birds are in on it. You know, the whole narrative and stuff. Not like they're
Right.
teamed up with Jockio or anything. They're
Right.
they're just some like rude sons of bitches. They're constantly
Very territorial birds.
So it's like you're minding your own business, trying to save your father, and then the birds are like, "Fuck you, get out of here! This
Right.
is my house."
It's not that they're evil; they just don't like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like this is the perfect example.
Oh,
like,
my stupid slime guy woke him up. That's what happened. Jeez.
Look at the upside down mushroom. He is just pissed that you are there. You know? It's like, hey, take it easy. I thought you were supposed to be a fun guy.
A fun guy.
Yeah.
Still didn't get it. My gosh, after all that.
If you appreciated that joke, let us know in the comments.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
All right, I'm gonna teleport back to Ranoka here, and we're gonna run this thing again and try to see if we can get it to spawn this chest for us. And
we find out on the next episode.
We'll find out on the next episode. So come back, please. We would like
come
to
back,
have.
Please.
We need some views, please. Y'all got any of them views?
Watch out for those house centipedes.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Dun, 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 dun.